Hi, and welcome to Oracle Storytelling, Reset Edition. Reset your day edition, reset your week edition, um, reset your weekend edition, reset your head from the thoughts that were going through it as you went from the living room into the dining room or kitchen edition. But I'm doing an Oracle storytelling um, because I need a reset, and I think a lot of other people do as well. So here we go. I am Sarah of Sarah Wing Intuitive Arts, and I am starting the reset with trying to put on as much sparkle and glow as possible to help me get in this reset mindset. I have brought out this lovely teacup I was just gifted, which you'll see what that's used for in a moment. So I'm going to do an Oracle storytelling in somewhat traditional fashion. I've chosen 3 books that I am going to open first, like an oracle to a page. And then I'm going to use these cards to get a number of the paragraph that I'll count down to on that page. And I'm going to do that with all 3 books. And together, it's going to give us our reset story. So I chose 3 books that I thought would be very positive. Everything is Here to Help You by Matt Kahn. How to Be Your Own Genie by Radley Valentine. Oh, look at that. And and this gorgeous makeup was also a gift. It's Alyssa Edwards eyeshadow for Anastasia of Beverly Hills. And Pronoia, The Antidote for Paranoia by Rob Brenzy. So, starting in our first book, I'm just going to oracle this to the best page to start us on our new journey. Reset, refreshed, new mindset. And let's see where our journey begins. I'm not obedient. Oh, I didn't do the other half. Okay. Oh my gosh. So I opened to and looked at the page on the left, but I didn't do the card. Oh my gosh. For the paragraph number. Let me do that. This is hilarious. If you do any kind of intuitive work, this is such a trip. When I was channeling, oracling the book, I kept thinking the Fool, and this happens a lot when you work with cards to get the to get the Fool, which, as you can see, is 0. But look, this is actually perfect. Okay. The Fool. This is literally a reset. This is the first of the major arcana. This is the first steps. This is the beginning of your adventure. This is wide-eyed optimism, not a saboteur naivete. This is the literal reset card. And it's 0. And funny enough, I'm thinking, well, if there's no number, so then we have 1, the Magician, which also is an amazing card. But I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go with 1, the Magician, and read the first paragraph of the book. Oh, that's perfect. This is a really, Really good sign. I'm not right. I'm not wrong. I'm just being myself. I'm not different. I'm not similar. I'm just being myself. I'm not here. I'm not there. I'm just being myself. I'm not time. I'm not out of space. I'm just being myself. I'm not lucid. I'm not asleep. I'm just being myself. Oh, that's a beautiful reset. It's so we start off on this journey with our pure Fool energy. First steps in the Rider-Waite tarot. It's like the image of uh, a young man with a hobo sack and about to step off a cliff with like a dog yapping behind him. Um, but it's more about embracing the optimism of adventure and and trusting yourself. The optimum word here, trust. And the first thing you need to do to trust is you're going to supply that energy, the energy behind it, and start taking those baby steps, see what gets created. And I love where we start with this really solid foundation of optimism without expectation. I'm not right. I'm not wrong. I'm just being myself. I'm not different. I'm not similar. I'm just being myself. I'm not here. I'm not there. I'm just being myself. I'm not time. I'm not out of space. I'm just being myself. I'm not lucid. I'm not asleep. I am just being myself. Gorgeous. Okay. Great foundation, everyone. Oh my God, we have such a good foundation right now for the reset. So I'm just going to kind of keep it going that way. And let me see if anything else comes to mind. I'll try to remember to say things out loud. I mean, generally, 2 of Cups, 2 energy, I guess. And I was feeling the 2 of Cups. Funny. I was feeling 2 of Cups energy, and the words at the top of the page are Genie Love. And I won't go into that, but if anybody knows anything about the 2 of Cups. So let's see how many paragraphs down I'm counting. Okay. So what would princess be? Princess? Princess. Okay, so the card was the Princess of Gems. And I almost wanted to pull the second one. I'm wondering if I'm not getting numbers until the second one. Oh no. Interesting. So, all right. So we have the Princess of Gems and the King of Shelves. We have the Ingenue and the Visionary. And I'm just going to go with that, although there aren't numbers per se right on them, because this is perfect. The Ingenue. This is part of that energy that you're trusting in to follow, where you have faith in a certain adventure or talent or something creative that you're bringing to life. That reset button may be a mental reset. It may be a reset of your space, a reset of a lot of different things that are whatever comes to you is correct. It's that ingenue energy, very seductive, very it draws people in when you're lighting up, and you're lighting up when you're doing things that are really expressive and genuine to yourself. And then again, the visionary. So not connected to time, I am not time, I am not this, I'm not that, but having the vision. And right now, for a lot of us, the reset might be we need to hold on to um, the vision of the future, the not too far off future, when we know so many changes are coming, and holding on to that vision, you know, um, just really leaning on that faith and holding your intentions of what intentions you have without trying to define them too much. Having the vision, but not building up too many walls so you can stay flexible. And I'm just going to read, I'll just read the first part then, since there wasn't a number. So the second part of our reset is, there actually is, see, it's a little, it says, Genie Love, which I thought was cute. And it's lesson 17. So 17 might be an important number for one of you. Lesson 17, let it go. So part of the reset, lesson 17, is to let it go. So for anyone that needs to hear this, part of that reset might be, sometimes it can be really difficult to release an ex or just someone you've become a little obsessed with. Here is a way to help release that person from your mind so you can move on. Take something that reminds you of the person you're having trouble releasing and put it in a little box. The item doesn't have to be anything big or fancy, nor do you need a fancy box. Just tie up the box with a little string, then bury it. I suggest burying the box somewhere out of sight, like perhaps a park or forest that you don't visit often. What you're doing here is burying the obsession. Then in your mind, imagine the person you're stuck on walking away from you. Every time you think of that person again, imagine them farther and farther away. When I did this for myself, I eventually imagined my ex walking all the way to the Pacific Ocean and then boarding a boat and sailing away. This may be, for some people, a reset and pertain to an actual relationship. This can just be masculine and feminine energies, regardless of the gender of the people in the relationship. But so I think it's kind of like a reset of, I am me, I am engaging in what feels right for me, and then it's let it go. The next part is, if you're going to engage in this new adventure, if you're going to take that fool energy, take that ingenue energy, you need to let something go. And that could be a person, it could just be an obsessive energy. And there's a lot of obsessive energies around right now, like a lot. And you can feel them, or you find yourself just weighed down by them. A sense of panic, a sense of anxiety. If you read a lot of content that's coming out now, it's very obsessive and anxiety riddled, or panic, full of panic, or so maybe it's burying some of that. And you don't have to physically bury something. Although I can tell you, I have created different boxes, just felt inspired to do so in my own life. And it's actually helped me calm some panic. And it's kind of like following your guidance, following what makes sense to you. If it's just a visualization, it can be very powerful. You can see this distancing from, maybe it's distancing from reading certain feeds, or engaging in certain conversations, or engaging in obsessive, like eating of certain foods. I don't know about you, but my God, I'm hungry all the time right now. I am very hungry. I eat chocolate like water. I'm just eating a lot of like snacky foods. I'm eating other foods, but I find that my chocolate supply is just never quite enough. sorry, keep trying to find where to look in the camera. Okay. So we trust in ourselves and we reach that place where we realize that to continue forward with whatever vision that we're intuitively drawn to, we need to let some stuff go. Okay? Otherwise, we're going to just be cycling back in these habits. And we might want to make a habit our X, and excommunicate ourselves from habit. So let's see. In our reset, let's say where will the reset lead us if we take these steps and release what we need to? That dragon fire, but I don't think that's great for this one. A lot of red energy, like Toro bull waving. And I got the right hand page, and we'll see if there's numbers for me to count down paragraphs or if there's just a message here. Let's see. So where this will, God, two are coming out a lot, to where this will lead us. So, okay. Wow. There's so much major arcana, and knights and queens. It's almost all major arcana and the beginning of the deck, which is perfect because if we're doing a reset, we're taking these steps, big or small, and hand in hand with whoever on the physical plane or otherwise that you connect with, trust in, lean on. So how interesting. The Emperor, power, leading us to power, and the Hierophant, tradition. So this tells me it's leading us to a place of power where we feel more empowered, in a state of empowerment, and grounded by something that we're grounded by, something that feels authentic and probably connected to nature in some way too. So very grounding in a experienced emotional way, grounding in or maybe even a physical earth way, connecting with the outdoors again, connecting with well, let me see. So that was 4 and 5. So I'm just going to count 9 down the page here. 3, 4, 9. Okay. I just see another 17 here. Psychologist Otto Lowy won the Nobel Prize thanks to help he received in a dream. In 1903, he had begun to doubt the prevailing theory about how nerve impulses traveled. For 17 years, however, he could not find a way to prove his hunch that the transmission happened chemically rather than electrically. In 1920, he had a dream that revealed how to design an experiment to determine whether his hypothesis was correct. The experiment succeeded and ultimately led the work that won Lowy the Nobel Prize. Okay, this is perfect. Yeah, okay. So we have the power that comes from feeling empowered through ourselves, a sense of self-empowerment. So through our visions, maybe visions in a dream, visions that could come from a dream, but that intuitive vision, that sense of well-being that we sense is there, that we have a hand in creating through our choices, And I love that. So, and it ultimately, led him to win the Nobel Prize. Yay, power. You know, um there's power that comes from recognizing your own intelligence in whatever form that speaks to you, that shouts out to you, or the more subtle ways. There's power in acknowledging your own self-knowledge, and yeah, that can lead you to recognition. 17 years, and then a dream happens, something comes to mind, and you follow it. I think it's beautiful. And and I'm just gonna read this for anyone who needs who no, I'm not gonna read another part. So what did we learn? Well, we learned that it's time for a reset. We learned um, that we need to start from where we're at our core, no more, no less. Um, we need to let go of what isn't at our core, no more, no less. Um, and we need to just follow that. And like the first book said, I am not time. Yeah, follow your, follow those things, those visions of, those feelings of something uh, building strong and great in your life. Follow them, and you don't doubt that because something isn't showing up exactly when even you go, oh my god, I absolutely have this brilliant idea, and I know exactly what it is, and I know this is right. If it doesn't show up in the way that you want it to in that moment, but you feel so passionately that, you're so clear in just self-knowing, you know, it'll show up. It'll present itself. Obviously, someone had a dream at the right time, and that was the right time, and it led to a Nobel Prize. That's huge. And I just love how these came out. I mean, if you look at this, we literally started with the Fool. I mean, it's amazing. This is an honest to God or goddess of your choice, or all of the above. Started with the Fool. We went to the Magician. we we took a little we took a stop to a princess and a king, and then we got back up to the Emperor 4, and then the Hierophant. So it really is building to something, and that last passage is building to something really great. A strong acknowledgement, which started with acknowledging yourself, acknowledging your own ideas, and allowing the truth, or the solution, or the way to express to others what had already, manifested in your mind somewhere, in your heart somewhere, waiting for that to show up. So I hope that you get a reset, a little bit, just by watching this. And, if this sparks a little something, keep going. If it helps to, cover yourself in shiny, sparkly things to forward that momentum, do that. If it helps to write down some kind of like outrageously awesome thoughts, about, the coolest thing, kindest thing, beautiful, the most beautiful thing you can imagine, write down those. But, be the Fool. Seek out, at least in your heart, the knowledge that you can step into a state of wild wondering, with adventure, and curiosity, and just this lovely abundance of lightheartedness, and you can let go of all the attachments to the angry stuff that bogs us down. You know, you can't seek out a new adventure if you're trying to carry your luggage around. Uh, it'll weigh you down. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you get a Nobel Prize. You know, like go back and then comment on this. I'd love to know. Until next time, when it's a little warmer out, and hopefully we're all feeling a little more of that sun on the inside. And take care.